Good morning, kids. It is Friday, March 6th, 2026, 8:05 a.m. I check in, do a little video journal for you today on this rainy spring day. Very rainy and kind of glum outside. But today's gonna be a good day. Yesterday was a good day. I had a chance last night to go to jail. Bear with me. I got to go to jail last night. Hear me out. So, as you guys know, I do a lot of support group type meetings. Pretty much every morning, every night. Start my day with one, end my day with one. Works well for me. To do, prayer, meditation. Here's some folks talking about how they deal with stress in life. So I had somebody a couple weeks ago said that they're looking for some helpers to help take one of those meetings into a jail. And what I heard was, hey, a chance to be helpful. So I raised my hand. And I had to talk to, it was Hennepin County. It's a big county in Minnesota where Minneapolis is based out of. And I had to do a bunch of paperwork, a bunch of background check. So apparently you can't just go into a jail and start talking to people. They got to make sure that you're a decent person first, that you're not some sort of criminal or, bad person. So a couple weeks ago, I filled out all this different paperwork, gave it to the jail people, and they reviewed it. And then they say, yep, you're approved. And then I had to get a little briefing thing about how I am not allowed to tell anything about the inmates who are there. I'm not allowed to talk about some things, like criminal things. I'm not allowed to talk about what I hear other people say there, things like that. So then last night, finally, about a week ago, they reached back out to me and said, hey, Ryan, we're going to have a meeting on Thursday night at 7 o'clock, and would you like to come and be our lead speaker? And I'm like, sure. What's that mean? They said, well, you'll just come in and you'll spend about 20 to 30 minutes and kind of tell your story, tell about your experience. And, that experience being, how difficult my life was at one point, how I was using alcohol as a crutch, coping mechanism, what I did to change that. So 12 steps I worked through. And then what things are like now. And I'm like, oh, I can talk about that, I guess, right? It's easy enough. I can share my story. I can share that for 30 minutes. I could probably talk about it for an hour if somebody would care to listen to that much of it. But so I went in and I was a little nervous because I've never talked to people in jail before, right? And I've never really been to jail. So I don't know what those guys are going through. So in any event, there's about a dozen of them there, and they, not exactly like you've seen on TV or in movies, but some of them also weren't very happy to be there, obviously. And some of them seemed like they probably had a lot of anger still. But they all seemed pleasant enough, right? They came into this room to do this support group meeting thing. And I introduced myself and I spoke for 30 minutes. I have no idea what exactly I said. I just prayed beforehand. I prayed for God to help me to say something that would work for those guys, something of value, something that would at least give them a message that may be able to help them down the road. At least one of them, right? If I can share my message, if it can help just one person, that's worth it to me. I don't need to make the whole room go, oh, I'm never going to drink alcohol again. I'm going to turn my life around. I don't need that. I just need one person to walk away with one thing to think about that may help them down the road. So in any event, I spoke for 30 minutes, and afterwards there's kind of like some Q&A, question and answer, where each of the folks in the room had a chance to kind of share their perspective on what I just talked about. And it's kind of funny because a couple of them, these guys in jail are actually pretty funny. One of them's like, yeah, I saw this white boy start talking, and I'm thinking, oh, yeah, this guy's just going to talk. But man, it was pretty interesting. It was actually pretty funny. It kept my attention. You said a lot of good stuff in there. I could relate to a lot of that. I'm just thinking, wow, this guy, he's in jail, and he can relate to my experience. He knows some of that pain that I went through. And that was kind of neat. It's kind of encouraging. So in any event, then, we all ended the meeting with a prayer, kind of like we do when we meet at Michael's office, how we always pray together. Well, I kind of did that, and then I went about my night. And I have no idea if anything I said helped one person or not. Maybe it didn't. I told him, I'm pretty sure I told him, I said, if I didn't say anything worthwhile, make fun of me, go for it, laugh at me, roll your eyes at me, but go to another meeting, go to another support group, because there's a bunch of people that talk at them. If I didn't say anything of value for you tonight, I'm sorry. Give it another shot. Tomorrow night, there's going to be another meeting. Check out what that guy says. Maybe he's got something of interest or of use for you. So I don't know if I did or not, if I helped anybody out or not. But I know that I helped myself. Because for me to be able to be completely honest, 100% honest, talking about things that most grown-ups don't talk about, and doing it with a room full of people in jail, that helped me feel like maybe I went through all that pain for a purpose. Maybe there was a little bit of reason for that. Maybe God let me go through all those difficult things so that I could share it and help others. So it made me feel a little better. I slept great last night. I know that. So, I don't know. If they ask me to do it again, I'd gladly do it again. If they don't, it was a really cool experience. I can now check off my bucket list. Adventures that Dad's had. Yep. Dad's gone into a jail and talked to a bunch of prisoners about how to change your way of living, how to change your perspective, how to become a different, better person. Dad's checked that box. So, anyhow, I hope you kids have a wonderful day. Kick off to a wonderful weekend. Love you so much. We'll talk soon.